Long ago, there were three beautiful princesses who were also sisters. Their names were Rima, Rula, and Reem. Reem was the youngest and the most beautiful. All three princesses were engaged to princes from neighboring lands. Their father, King Adel, was wealthy and beloved, but as he grew older, he became ill. One day, he called his daughters together. He said, "I have gathered you here to determine who deserves to rule after me." Then he continued, "After much thought, I've decided to divide the kingdom into three parts, one for each of you. The amount of land each will receive depends on how much you love me." King Adel first asked Rima, "How much do you love me?" She replied, "I love you with my soul, father. I will give you anything you ask for. Time will prove I am your most loving daughter." Then it was Rula's turn. "Father, I cannot live without you. You are like salt to food. I cannot live without you," she said. The king expected more words from Reem and was disappointed. He decided to divide the kingdom between Rima and Rula and give nothing to Reem since she had not said what he wanted to hear. Reem was heartbroken. To add to her sorrows, her fiancé left her because he could not imagine marrying a poor woman. The king banished Reem from the palace, and she set out to find a place to stay. Days passed, and Reem grew very tired as she walked a long distance. She reached a small lake, where she found some bending sugarcane reeds. Reem used them to craft a small dress and a hat to appear poor. She then went to the castle of the prince who had abandoned her. He had become a king after his father's death. Reem managed to find work in the castle and occasionally saw the king, but she could not speak to him as she was now a maid. Meanwhile, King Adel and his 100 men went to Rima's kingdom. Rima agreed to shelter her father and 50 men only, angering King Adel. He then went to Rula's kingdom, where she said something similar. The king could stay anytime, but she saw no need for the 100 men. Saddened and crying, King Adel wandered into the forest. When he returned to Rima's kingdom, he found the gates closed and was turned away by her guards. The king ended up in an old hut. While King Adel sat crying in the forest, Reem passed by collecting fruit. Recognizing her father's sorrow, she decided to help him. King Adel did not know it was his daughter because she wore the reed dress and he had poor sight. Reem cared for her father, cleaning the hut and bringing food whenever she could. One day, the king she worked for held a grand party. Reem decided to wear her lovely dress and let down her golden hair. She went to the party and, being the most beautiful girl there, caught the king's eye. He danced with her all night, but did not recognize her due to her new hairstyle. After the party, Reem left, and the king was saddened by her departure. The next morning, Reem served the king breakfast, placing the ring he had given her into the dish. When he saw the ring, he summoned her and commanded her to remove the reed dress and reveal herself. The king was astonished to learn that the girl at the party was Reem. He begged for her forgiveness and decided to marry her. King Adel, along with Rima and Rula, attended the wedding, though the sisters were jealous since Reem would now be richer than them. Reem asked the cook not to add salt to the food, making it taste bland. Once salt was added, it became delicious. King Adel began to cry, realizing he had misunderstood Reem's words about salt. "I am sorry, my daughter. Please forgive me," he said. She replied, "You don't need to apologize, father. I have always loved you." The wedding was a success, and everyone lived happily ever after in the castle.